Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves.
I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love.
In today's video, I am going to be talking to you guys about some unpopular plants that I think should be a little bit more popular. But before we do get into today's video, of course we have to talk about all the things. If you guys are not already subscribed, definitely click that button down below. I'm going to be doing a really big giveaway at 10,000 subscribers, and we are really close to that goal. I think we're only about 400 subscribers away. So as soon as we reach 10,000, I will be giving away some houseplants, and I will also be giving away some goodies that you guys in the States and other countries can get your hands on. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to join as a member of my channel, you can do so by clicking the join button down below. But if you can't see that join button, there's also a link in the description that you can click to get where you need to be. But yeah, I'm really excited for this video. I think there are a lot of plants that you guys have really never heard me talk about on this channel before that I will be talking about in this video. So that is really exciting because sometimes, you know, these videos get repetitive because I'm super into a certain genus, but I really did try to, you know, just expand and figure out some plants that maybe you have never heard of before. With that being said though, let's get straight on into today's video. The first plant that I want to talk about is one that I only recently discovered in the last little bit, but now that I have, I'm super duper excited about it. I am talking about the Variegated epipremnum amplisimum. This is such a cool plant. If you like long, slender leaves and you like variegation, this is the plant for you, I promise. It is definitely a more pricey plant from what I have experienced, but if you have a crazy budget and you're looking for some really interesting plants, this is a really good one to go for. Again, I don't know how available they are. I'm not really sure what their rarity is, but I imagine because they have quite a big price tag and, you know, they're not super mainstream, I imagine they're a little bit more difficult to find, but I could also be way off base. So yeah, this is a really cool one. I absolutely love the way that this plant presents itself. It's an upright plant. I think that it stays upright for quite some time and then maybe it's a climber eventually, but I think that its form is a little bit more like a Strappier anthurium, something like that. I could be wrong. Do your own research before you get this plant if you're super interested in its growth pattern, but from what I have experienced, it is really great looking and it looks pretty easy to take care of. So yeah, that is the first plant on this list that I'm super excited to tell you guys about. The next plant that I want to talk about is the Hoya red velvet, I believe it's called. This is a plant that I actually only recently learned about, and I learned about it at the botanical convention that I filmed 2 videos ago in Niagara. Honestly, I loved seeing this plant in person. It has such an amazing texture, such cool foliage, and it really, you know, sparked my interest. And there weren't a lot of plants there that I hadn't seen before, so this was one that really caught my eye. If you guys like more textured, you know, almost reptile looking plants, this is one that might be for you. It also has a really beautiful red vein down the center of it, and you know, from what I've heard, Hoya aren't too difficult to take care of. I know they do need a little bit more water than, let's say, a philodendron, but they shouldn't be too difficult. If you're used to taking care of things like alocasia, calathea, stuff like that, this will be a walk in the park, from what I understand at least. One of the other super cool things about this plant is the fact that it has really dark foliage. So it's almost a burgundy color, maybe a little bit more dark green than burgundy, but it definitely does have just a red hue about it. And yeah, you don't see that in a lot of plants. So it's definitely a more uncommon plant and one that will definitely make a statement in your collection. The next plant that I want to talk about is the Milky Way dracaena. This is also one that I learned about at the convention, which is so fun. I just love learning new plants, and especially in a situation like that, I think it's so nice to be able to go out, you know, after COVID and finally touch and feel some of these plants that I've never seen before. So Yeah, definitely a cool plant. It is a little bit more common than some of these other plants, I believe, but it's still a little bit more difficult to find. I'm not sure if I said this already, but I did get one myself, so I am currently taking care of one, and it seems to be really, really easy to care for. It just needs water when it's dry, and that's about it. But yeah, this is one that has really, really nice streaks through the leaves. It also has polka dots on it, which is so cool. And it's something that I've really never seen out of a dracaena before. So that's really, really awesome. And it's something that definitely drew me to the plant. If you're looking for something that's easy to care for and has some cool striping and patterning, this could be a really great plant for you. It's also one that is going to grow pretty large in the future. If you haven't seen dracaenas before, they get really tall and they look really cool in your home. So yeah, might be one to check out as well. On this list, we also have the syngonium godzilla. The godzilla is a super, super cool plant. It is probably one of the most unique syngoniums that I've seen. From what I can remember, it doesn't have crazy colors to the leaves. It's pretty average in terms of that. But what it does have is a really cool leaf shape and just, formation. So that is something that I definitely am attracted to. I'm also super into syngoniums lately. So when I can find one that really stands out to me, it stays in my mind for quite some time. So if I do come across a syngonium godzilla, I will definitely be picking one up. Obviously depending on the price, or if I can find one in a trade, that's even better. But this is a plant that I could definitely see myself having, and I think that you guys are gonna be super interested in it too. It's something that I didn't know about until I really dove into syngoniums, so I imagine there are a lot of you guys out there that have never heard of it either. Next up is a plant that I have had for a while now, and I feel like it's only recently become a little bit more popular. I am talking about the Philodendron snowdrift. This is a really, really cool plant. It's one that comes in with really beautiful white leaves when you have it in the right, lighting conditions. And then eventually it does fade a little bit. But what it also has is really cool speckling that stays a little bit more dark right from the beginning. So what you do see when those leaves come out is usually some speckly green on a really nice white leaf. I absolutely love it. It's probably not for everyone. I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but from my experience, I know a lot of my friends like this plant a lot, and it is super duper easy to care for. It is similar to caring for a philodendron moonlight. Any upright philodendron, you don't need to do much, you don't need to stake it up on anything. It is just really easy care. From what I know, the prices aren't super crazy on these snowdrifts either, which is really, really nice. So if you do come across one, you might be able to find one for a good price. So I'm crossing my fingers for you guys because I want to, spread the love. I love these plants so much, and I hope to see them in so many more collections over the next few months. I think this could be a really, really cool plant to, make a little more mainstream, hopefully a little bit more accessible. Next up on this list, we have the Hoya. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like I have no idea how to pronounce this one. The name is on the screen for you guys to make your own, assumptions about how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I've never actually heard anyone say this name before. So yeah, I think it's also called a Hoya Silver Lady. This is a really expensive Hoya compared to most Hoyas, but I definitely still wanted to make it a part of this list. I know personally, I have seen one in person. I know that they're available, or they will be somewhat available in this area, at least sometime soon. But I really, really do love this plant, so I did want to, include it in this video. It has these really, really cool oblong, kind of oval shaped leaves, which I think is great. It's almost like a rotundiflora in a way, but less square. So if you want something that's silvery, but also has a more unique leaf shape, and you have a little bit of extra cash to throw at this very uncommon Hoya, definitely check out the Hoya Godzilla. Next up on this list is the beautiful variegated African violet. I absolutely love the African violets. Every time I see them at Home Depot or wherever I'm at, I almost want to grab one, and then I realize, I really don't need this plant. I do have a very small variegated African violet, but what I would like is a really full plant, because right now I just have a one leaf cutting that's growing a small little plant. you know, at the base of it. So what I would really like is a super cool African violet, but you know, I'm gonna keep my eye out and see if I can find a really cool variegation pattern. There are a lot of different types of variegated African violets, so do your research and see which one, you know, suits your taste the best. But yeah, I'm gonna try to find a seller because I feel like they're out there and they're just not as mainstream, you know? So I'm gonna do that. The last plant on this list is the Philodendron Nangaris. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, but don't hate me if I'm wrong. This plant is really, really cool. It has beautiful heart-shaped leaves, and it also has a really, really cool petiole. My love for this one definitely comes from the petiole. It has a white, almost speckling, almost spikiness to the petiole. And you know, the heart-shaped leaves do it for me too. They are really beautiful and they're a little bit more unique than, let's say, a pastazanum. You are just trying to get into trouble. I am so sorry. This video has been so choppy for me at least because this little one is running around doing crazy things. But let me finish this off. The Nangaris is definitely one that I could see myself getting if the price comes down because they have been pricier in the past. I think that maybe they're going down now. A lot of heart-shaped leaves prices are going down, which is really great. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's video. I am so sorry that this was cut a little bit short. This one just, you know, is trying to annoy my neighbor downstairs. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Also, don't forget, I do have memberships down below. If you click the join button or the link in the description, you will find it somewhere down there. But yeah, that's going to be all from me. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.